Right, so what is going on, guys? It is me, DevilNeverCry, and I am back again today with some more DMC5 coverage because, you know, everything dropped today, so it's been running through my mind and everybody's mind essentially. So this video is going to be focused on going through the trailer bit by bit, and you're going to go through it with me here step by step, and I'm going to be able to show you easily here on screen. What I point out, what I see, what I don't see, anything I miss, obviously you guys can point out in the comments below. But yeah, we're just going to go through this bit by bit, sort of scrub through it and see what we can really find. Obviously Xbox, you've got Nero here, Red Queen obviously over here looking fantastic. Detail on the coat here is insane. And he types in a number here. I'm trying to find out what it is he types. So that's 33. So it's 337 something. 33729. Probably means nothing, but hey ho, what would you know? Capcom logo. Devil Trigger kicks in, and he's obviously like, "You're up, Nico." So I'm assuming that they're. So that's how you're going to access Nico's store, basically. You're going to be calling her up at certain payphones and she's going to appear, instead of you going to like a divinity statue, I guess. Maybe those are saved only for Dante's portion of the game. I'm not too sure here. You've got her tattoos here. I'm trying to see exactly what they say, but I can't. Who knows? Damn. So obviously she's driving stick shift. Hey ho, Can't exactly see what it says on her knuckles there because it seems to be a bit too... Okay, well, she's got a bunch of ammunition around her bloody shoes. That's cool. That you're wondering where Dante's cowboy boots went. They went over here. So she pulls it back. She screams and she narrowly avoids fucking taking Nero out here. And she's like, I got you covered, asshole, which, it sort of shows you what sort of person she is, really. Maybe they've got a love-hate relationship, these two. Title drop, DevilNeverCry 5, and Devil Trigger kicks in. Try not to get us killed on the way there, considering how bad she is at driving, Then the thing here is like Nero's got a very serious look on his face, like... Something like he's either worried about what he's going to get himself into here, or something bad has already happened. And you can see it in his face here, because he's not got that cocky grin he's usually got. I'm not sure what. Maybe he's pissed off, who knows. Really cool that the Exceed animation here has been revamped. You can see now you've got the... obviously yellow-red flame because of incomplete combustion, and then obviously you've got the blue flame over here indicating that it burns much hotter. So that's pretty cool. He goes into his combo C, I believe, here. Yeah, fully exceeded, so the person there's got some really good timing. Kruka, this is Kruka over here. So this scene takes place directly after she's like, "Cheer up, crew cut." No, okay, no, sorry. He's like, "Cheer up, crew cut," and then she's like, that that badass, kicking demon kicking arm ass thing. What she says basically. I can't think of exactly what she's saying here, but this has to take place directly after that, because then you've got okay, so that's the breakaway feature. So he just tore his arm off there completely, created a detonation. Then he slams a new arm into place. And these things look fucking ugly. They're under a bridge, obviously, somewhere. A bridge we've seen in another cutscene, might I add. You got the slash marks that show up here. This is the new arm. So Matt Walker confirmed there's going to be 8 arms in total. So if you think about it, we've seen the Overture arm, which is the basic electric arm. We've seen the Gerbera arm, the one with the air dash. We've seen this arm here, which apparently was made to be just like the Buster, which is why you see it's got the cool animation here, where he just slams things. And you've got the blue particles, just like the old Devilbringer. Then we've got the Quicksilver arm, which obviously stops time, which we're going to see coming up. Triple charge streak there. I'm not sure where they are in this scene here. It looks like he's somewhere in hell because it's all... Oh, don't do this to me, video. Because it seems to be red, yeah. The entire area seems to be fucked. So maybe they're in the tree or closer to the tree. This is the Quicksilver arm. Sort of spectral gears, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, along with the time bomb thing he's also got a Zawardo effect. Because, you know, we're JoJo now, boys. All we need is... Oh, he's already got his stand, but he lost that shit. So, along with the time bomb, it seems he can stop time here completely. And obviously he can shoot and the bullets leave a trail, which is pretty cool, and he can walk around. More spectral things. Really cool effect here. This is really dope. Right in the mouth, that one took it. High roller into a caliber, and then the slow zoom in as he kills the enemy. He's got this enemy here wrapped around with his snatched wire. One thing I want to note is this bulbous sack on some of these enemies. I'm assuming these guys are here to harvest humans or harvest their blood. And I'm assuming the ones that have harvested more human blood, you know, the bigger their bulbous sack here. Maybe they get more powerful the more blood they get. I'm not too sure here. Free ride kind of thing, it looks like here. And then he ends up kicking this thing straight next to an ambulance. And then, this is a big surprise to me. We've got some sort of Sin Scissor type enemy here. Word salad. Been speaking too much today, and this illness is really getting to me. So these things are creepy as shit. Their masks are a lot creepier. So, almost decapitated Nero here. We're back in a library, which is pretty cool. Because, you know, if you don't know, the first time we encountered these enemies in DMC 1, we were in a library of sorts. Destructible environments look sick. The door over there is blocked off. It seems like you can get to multiple floors here. This is really cool. Again, almost killed. Look at these spindly arms. Disgusting. Just plugging away here. So she's split the scissors here, it seems. And I think either Nero's done this or she's using them in this way herself. I'm not too sure. But if we look here, it seems that Nero definitely broke them or reflected them away. Then we've got this thing, which I'm kind of uncertain as to what this is. It does seem to be on a bridge somewhere, so maybe this is at the end of the bridge where you encounter Crew Cut. But again, grotesque, spindly thing with lots of tentacles. Nero's dodging. And then he does this really weird vortex attack here. Let's see if we can go back. Yeah, put this in a slower speed. Nope, not subtitles, you morons. Put this in half speed. He jumps, and then he like Superman punches and then does a vortex here. That's really cool. Let's get that back up to normal speed here. And then obviously we saw that cutscene and this earlier in the demo where he attempts to take him out. Do you do parties? Ha 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 ha. Shockwave attack. Another like dynamic location transition. They seem to be on the roof there. Now they're inside the cathedral. And then this is really cool because this is this might be another arm here. I'm not too sure. Because Nero seems to be going on a rampage. He seems to be autoing. Oh no, sorry. I know what this is. So the Buster arm, the fourth one, the one that we saw earlier, which is just like the Devilbringer, apparently allows context-sensitive attacks like this, just like how the Devilbringer used to be able to do those special attacks on bosses when you stun them. So that's what that was, and that's what this is here. Just like Bowser. Knocks him into the building, does the little finger gun thing, bang. Then we see Nero and his arm here again. The Overture arm, might I add. Then we got this boss. I don't know what the fuck this is, but they seem to be in a industrial area here. Lots of cranes. They seem to be in a sort of factory. A lot of high-grade walls piping. This thing's shooting out things at you, but it's massive. It's a very massive boss. It's pretty grotesque as well. It's made of all sorts of organic. It reminds me kind of Dante's bike in a way, but then in a way it doesn't. This is insane. So this is the air dash. That is a lot of horizontal travel. How exactly you attack this thing, I don't know, because I'm assuming attacking the legs isn't going to work. So you have to get up towards its face, which means it's like sort of like a, you have to utilize the environment, maybe, potentially, but I'm uncertain. This seems to be the same area. They might be in a dock. Here you're in the rooftop. I believe this is where like that flooded area was. There's the wire snatch, I believe it's called. Picks up the what were these things called? The canes? I'm not sure. They the name popped up. I'm not sure exactly how you pronounce them, but so he, a couple of aerial hits, and then he does the jockey move, which is the air dash. And then he seems to have just immediately landed. So he might have been in a fight beforehand with these things. And then he seems to have immediately landed. Let's put this down in slow-mo. And don't want your subtitles, you moron. Put this in 0.25 speed. So he dodges at the last moment. There's two of them here, it seems. Okay, he doesn't just dodge. He power slides on his knees like a rock star. Then he does a rolling flip. Dodges that. And then dodges this other one here. That face. That memeable face. A little close for comfort there, Jesus. And then he lands here. And then we have... So here's the Buster arm right there. We'll leave this to go slow. He table hoppers here. This is a different type of table hopper. You can see it's a table hopper because it's last minute. You've got the black streaks. It's a different animation. And the whole purpose of the table hopper is obviously it's a quick dodge with less recovery frame, so you can get right back in there, take advantage of the fact they have to carry out their attack animation. And that's exactly what he does. Wire snatch, a lot of gratuitous blood here. And then he busters them. And he just power bombs him. And you can see that freakishly large hand. That's insane. That sounds weird. I'm just going to put that down a bit more. Then we transition it into this area here. Let me put this in 0.5 now. We transition into this tunnel-like area. Maybe this seems like a subway station place, which sort of matches what we've seen in the reveal trailer. He was near a train station. World has been just taken over. Very grey here, very decrepit. There's the Overture arm. Here's the demon boss we saw earlier with the wings. Some people say that these resemble Artemis. Artemis's arrows. People thinking potentially the devil arms have turned back into their devil self following the invasion of the human world. We're unsure. Obviously dodges. Seen this before. Haven't seen this. Cuts into gameplay here. There's his rocket arm. So the rocket arm might be probably is the fifth arm. So we've got 5 arms here. Rocket, Buster, Quicksilver, Overture, and the jockey one. And there's 3 more apparently. So we see him riding around here. This is all gameplay. None of this is a quick time event. You can do aerial dodges. And then I'm assuming this here is a aerial taunt. That's what that is. I don't know what this is. This seems really, really weird here. This weird backwards run. That looks jank as fuck. He flies. This dude flies. And then I'm assuming cuts that wing off, but it's a match cut into him cutting a car. Seen that clip in the demo. He lands after kicking it. Nico in the van. She puts her foot on the pedal. This van looks like it's been fucking hot-wired. You can see a bunch of wiring here, potentially. Maybe she bypassed the ignition. Certainly seems like the person to be able to hotwire shit. She's trying not to die here, I'm assuming. Oh, she almost kills him. She obviously stops before she gets to him here. Perfect timing. And you can see the detail here on the Red Queen. The red handle section is still there. It's pretty cool. Neon sign. Then it cuts into Dante. So let's skip. Right. So we see that. We see the hell. I'm gonna call them prides because that's what they are. I'm sorry, but they're fucking prides. Whatever name you want to give them. There's the bike we saw earlier in the other trailer. Here's Dante's coat. Very different design. He's got something that looks like a magnet on there, which might be how he keeps Rebellion on his back. There's the bike. Yeah, as he screams. A lot of detail on that bike. And we can see him there. Just swinging the bike around, riding it in the air. He's smiling as he does it. You can see his boots. Just you know, high rollers or high times that enemy. Then the blades transform. And he splits the handles. Kind of reminds me of like Monster Hunter here, because these weapons are really, really slow, as you can see here. You know, a lot of particle effects, looking really cool here. And then this enemy tries to get to him, but he just runs it over like it's nothing. It's a different enemy type, it looks like. Then here's the thing, we have Dante here, but to me it looks like he's holding some form of spada behind his back. It's definitely not Rebellion because it's a massive sword. I'm assuming that's spada, and you can kind of see here because it seems kind of like almost like a red tint, kind of grotesque, organic looking, and then you've got that that sort of not comparison here. What's the word I'm looking for here? Well, I can't remember the word, but you've got the metal juxtaposed here, so it kind of does look like Sparta. It's too big to be Rebellion. Dante here, very, you know, he's got the stubble, he's got the hair that's silver. It almost looks bluish grey in this light. Character model looks great. He doesn't look like much of a hobo, except for the fact he's all dirtied up. He smirks. And that's that. There you go. That's all that is. March 8th, 2019. One thing I would like to add here. This just says Xbox One. Doesn't say anything else. So maybe it's coming to Xbox. Maybe they've got some sort of exclusivity deal. I'm not sure. But this is from the Xbox channel. So obviously they're not going to put a multi-platform trailer on their website. There's not much. I don't think there's much I've missed, to be honest. I'm just going to go through here. Coming out of a wall, it seems. Still here, chandelier. You got all these busts of statues. But I'm just gonna scroll through real quick. I'm gonna see if there's anything I've missed. As my phone starts to vibrate. Doesn't really seem to be much. One thing to note is that the van does have a Trish sticker on the back. It's got the sticker of the silhouette of Trish from the Devil May Cry 1 logo. That's on the cover art. I'm not sure when this boss is. We've seen about, what, 4 or 5 bosses at this point. I'm wondering if the scythe scissors, Christ, the sin scissors, right? It's not the death scissors, because the death scissors have that cow skull, or the goat skull, whatever you want to call it. I'm wondering if this is a boss, or if this is an actual enemy. Saying that's pretty stupid, because if it was a boss, there'd be a health bar. Maybe it's a sub-boss. Who knows? He locks on, but obviously there's no lock-on sort of sign. Actually, saying that though, a lot of the content, a lot of the bosses you see here in the trailers don't actually have a health bar, so you don't know if that Sin Scissor enemy is actually a boss or if it's just a random enemy. But it's cool. They're bringing a lot of things around and back from the older games, which is cool. You know, that was one of the things I wanted in my top 10 once. But we're going to see more of Dante here at TGS, they've said. It's actually funny because some promotional images of Dante leaked on 4chan like a couple hours before this trailer dropped, and the Discord was going wild. I was contemplating whether or not I should actually make a video on it, but I decided not to in the end. Because I was hoping we'd see it in the trailer, but we don't. There's one image in particular of Dante holding Rebellion. And you get a closer look at what he's wearing, but that doesn't seem to be included in here, so it's cool. That's that. There's not much else to cover. Let me guys know. Oh, fuck me, I can't even speak. Guys, let me know if there's something that you found that I haven't. There's not much else. That's another memeable face. The game does seem to run quite a bit faster than was seen previously. This whole thing with Nero and his Devil Breaker system, a lot of controversy on that because there's no way to switch them on the fly at the moment. There isn't. The only way for you to switch them is if you break it, if you use the breakaway feature on purpose, which wastes an arm, or if you get hit whilst trying to charge up an overcharge ability, or by simply using an overcharge ability and frying the arm. That's the only way to switch, which is kind of annoying. At the moment, on Nero's control scheme, I believe it's the... what do you call it? The D-pad and the right bumper. Sorry, as I go into my folder here. I believe it's the D-pad and the right bumper. Let me see if I can find it. Let's take a look at this. So, the right bumper isn't used, and the D-pad isn't used. So L1 is breakaway, the L2 is the exceed function. But I'm assuming you're going to be able to switch on the fly with the D-pad, and the R2 might be used to switch between weapons. That's what I think, personally. Because knowing them, they wouldn't waste buttons. They did that in DMC4, but again, time and money issues meant that they weren't able to, what do you call it, finish the game how they want. They weren't able to reach that final vision. But yeah, that's it. Enough of you guys snooping around in my folders there. Yeah, let me guys know what you think. I think I've been pretty thorough here. There's not much else to talk about. I guess I can go ahead and let me see if I can find something here. Not that one. What is this? Not that one. That's the that's what I used to download the trailer. Not the Discord. Not Twitter. Actually, let us go on Twitter, because there was something. I know the DMC info channel has put up something. If I find them, DMC info. Really, you bastards? This is going to go up raw, by the way. I'm not gonna... Oh, come on. There we go. DMC5 info, sorry. Check out this channel and follow them. Shout out to Platinum Paragon. So there's a Google Doc here where... Okay, right. So here we go. So... the name of the Quicksilver arm is Ragtime, which is interesting. The Rocket arm is Punchline. And obviously you got the Buster arm, so that's literally called, Buster arm. That's pretty cool. But you've got your names there for you to see. Mid-air taunts, yep. Where is the Google Doc? Here we go. So, if you're actually going to Gamescom, if you have any information, it's probably worth getting in contact so that they can update this for you. And if you are going, there's a bunch of things here that they'd like you to try out. But where is it? So obviously demo is an abridged mission too, yada yada yada, that's fine. This is in regards to the demo. So if you haven't seen the demo, there's a moment where Nero's shit talking the Goliath and he asks about a man using a cane. And people think that it's either V or it's Morrison. Obviously, they think it's Morrison because he's an old man. Old men use canes. But then again, V is seen holding something. He's seen holding something in the key art or the box art, and people seem to think it's a cane, so obviously their mind goes to it being V. Rainbow makes a return. That's interesting. Obviously, you know, if you'd listened to the demo, you'd see that a lot of the sounds they use, sound clips, have been reused, obviously to save on the budget. Right. Well. Anyway, back to that. As I get things thrown at me here by my girlfriend who decides to assault me whilst I make this video. Right. So anyway, the jump apparently has invincibility frames. Somebody's tested that out. That's pretty cool. That's all. That's been a staple of the series. Taunts are back. Yep, that's fine. Most of this is stuff that's been known. That's been known. So anybody who wants that jacket, you're gonna have to cough up 10,000, or you're never gonna get it. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But you know what can you do? Yep, we heard about the Buster Arm. We saw that extensively in the trailer. Interestingly enough, in the game's canon, she travels around through the areas of the game, leaving the cartridges for Nero, which makes very little sense. Actually, to be honest, it does make quite a lot of sense because she's going to go scouting ahead and I'm assuming report back to Nero so he doesn't put himself in too much danger because she can tell him what's happening. And of course, things are happening at TGS, so stay on the lookout for that. I'll leave a link down below to this so you can read it in your own time. So, to conclude, because I don't think there's much else, if we go back to this, to conclude, this is shaping up to be insane. Like, you can see that this has had a lot of time to cook. This is all 60 frames a second, so, you know, don't forget. No mention of turbo mode, actually. That's something I want to touch on. No mention of turbo mode. So we don't know if that's going to be an Xbox exclusive or not, because obviously the Xbox One X. No idea if there's console exclusivity, but we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Stick around, because there's definitely more to come. I'll see you guys at some other time.